Hi there folks, welcome. Yeah, I'm just getting set up here to do a bit of throwing, and getting things ready. Yeah, what I thought I would do is I need to make some GP bowls, you know, and you've probably seen me make these many times, but well, I need some more, you know. So I'm sorry, that's what's on the menu today. What I thought I'd do is I'd starting from scratch, and I'll show you how to set up the first one and then use a gauge and set up the gauge. Okay, let me say it's vitally important that you learn to use a gauge if you want to be somebody who's in control of the clay. If you're just happy to sit on the wheel and let what happen come what may, that's up to you. But if you're somebody who wants to progress in your throwing and get control of the clay and be able to repeat a form, repeat a shape, then this might be for you. Anyway, I'm going to use a gauge and we're going to get right on with that. So I've got my clay lumps. I've just got half a dozen here, weighed up. Okay, 1 pound in weight. So I'll have those close by here, and we will get going. So I'm just going to make one, then set up the gauge. And so one of the first things that you really should do, if you're not doing it, is weigh up your lumps, because that's the first thing that's going to help you to be consistent in your throwing. So I throw these with a rolled rim. So I want to get the pot to the right point where I can roll the rim, which is here. Okay, right now the pot it's not yet out to its full diameter. So you really want to make sure that you roll the rim while it's still a little bit more narrow, okay? So rolling the rim over, just doubling the thickness up there on the lip, you see. Okay, just checking in my rear view mirror there. Pulling up the clay, widening the form. So it really is easier to do that, roll that rim first and then widen the form. You don't want to do it the other way round. Okay, now it's going to clean my my ruler here. I want to be making these about 6.5 inches wide. Still got 1/4 of an inch to go. Alright, so we just widen that just a touch more. Check that. Yep. Okay, that's good. We've got the width there. Okay, then now the next thing I do with these GP bowls is I use my throwing stick, okay, to just clean down the lower portion of the bowl and push in at the base there to narrow the foot but to clean the form right the way down to the foot very cleanly. Meanwhile I'm doing that, I'm pushing in with the stick. I need to keep my hand here on the inside, opposite to where the stick is pushing, to stop it pushing your bulge out onto the inside, you see. Okay, I'm going to use my sponge stick, just clean out any water if there is any. And don't forget your leather. Alright, leather the rim lightly. Don't apply pressure, okay? Alright, how's that looking? Yep. Let's just take the camera off the stand here and let's get down close. I want you to look down there, down the bottom of the bowl. You see where it meets the wheel head. Clean, nice, clearly well-defined rolled rim there. All right, nicely defined. Inside form is a nice even curve with no corners. All right. Okay, good. Put that back here, because what we're going to do now is we're going to set up that gauge. So you just need a piece of clay, piece of soft clay here that you're going to mount up on your wheel box about there, like that. Okay. This is a very simple method to measure the height and the width of your bowl, or any form that you're going to make. Let's just bring that camera back. Yes, it's the things that, you know, it's in the details, isn't it? So here, just a lump of clay stuck on the side of my wheel, and I just press this chopstick into the clay, and there you can see how far the gauge is away from the edge of the GP bowl. So that's going to do two things. That's going to give us our height here as well as our width across here. Alright, so every bowl that I make, I'm going to make it a repeat of what you see there. Alright, let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, so before I do that, we've got to cut this one off the wheel. I'm just going to talk to you about that. So, if you use wear boards, just make sure you keep them clean, because the little bits of clay can impress into the bottom of your pot. Okay. So, cut off wire, preferably a twisted wire, because that allows air to get in underneath the clay. So what we're going to do is just revolve the wheel very slowly, okay, and just go through there like that. Okay, now just clean off any muck you got on your fingers, because you're going to get right underneath it like this, and just lift that like that, you see, very easy. You've got to learn to lift your pots off the wheel, all right? Throwing your pots on bats is only for bigger pieces or wider pieces that are awkward. Okay, let's go with another one. So this is your homework. The gauge. Be obsessed about it. But you know what, when you work to a gauge, it's an awful relief off your mind, because you know what you've got to do. You haven't got to be artsy or anything like that. You know? You're going to repeat a shape. Now that's harder than you might think. But that's where the skill comes in, and the learning. And where you become master. Not the mastered, but the master. Like it says in the book of Jeremiah, go down to the potter's house, and there I will announce my words to you. That's God speaking about what he could do with the house of Israel. That if the pot was not to his pleasure or liking, he could remake it, you see. He could remake it as he so desired. Go down to the potter's house. Okay, so before we get wide, what we're going to do is we're going to roll that rim. Alright, roll the rim. This is a good tip, and that is, if you're throwing a bowl shape, you really want to get some height before you get the width, okay? Don't go wide too much if you haven't got the width. You need the width, because you can't get the height later, you see. Once he's gone wide, you can't get the height anymore. So I'm going to use the gauge now to help me. It's going to tell me how far I've got to go. He's giving me something to aim at. You see, that's what we need, is something to aim at, you see. If you've got nothing to aim at, you're like a soccer player playing soccer and there's no goalposts. There's nothing to aim at. Well, you need something to aim at. Okay. Alright, so we're out to the gauge. We're going to use our throwing stick. See, I'm taking that clay away. It's kind of wet trimming. Wet trimming. Use your mirror, but also bend over as well and look. See? Okay. Sponge. Leather. Cut off. And there he is. Just clean our hands off. Clean our fingers and lift him off. And there he is. And another. Now really, if you really want to do this properly and you really want to learn how to do this, you really want to be doing what I'm doing on a cylinder first. Okay? Because what I'm doing, are a little bit more difficult than a cylinder. Especially with a rolled rim into the bargain. Okay, breaking in, opening out, and lifting at the same time. Pushing in. Looking for the form. Pulling it up. Getting ready to for the rolling. The roly-poly, and that's going to happen now. Roll the rim. Keep it wet. Widening it. Widening it out to the gauge. Once in a while, just check your measurement. That you haven't gone off, you know. Of course. Of course, of course. Of course. Okay, sponge. Nice inside. Leather. Cut off wire. Straight through. Clean hands here. Have a towel handy. And lift him off. Okay, I'm going to do one now a bit up closer. All right, just a little closer. I'm going to move along a bit, and we'll lower this down a touch, I think. Something like that, and we'll pull it in a bit. Okay, something about like that. Okay, so the pad of clay here, don't clean it, straight down on top. All right, let's go. Break in, and now open out. Just feed the clay up and lift your hand at the same time. My right hand, just feed them up together and lift, you see. Pulling up. Keep the pot wet. Keep it watered. Alright. Let's do that rolled rim. Pull him over like that. And drop him over like that. Yes. Widening now out to the gauge. I'm keeping my eye on the gauge. Keeping my eye on the mark. Working towards the mark. Taking my throwing stick. Going in at the base here, cleaning it. Counter pushing with my finger to remove the clay. See, you remove the clay cleanly, way down to the root of the pot, you know, where it grows out of the wheel head. Yeah? Sponge stick, sponge, clean out there. Leather, like that. Hold the leather properly. Just lay the leather over. Alright, take your cut-off wire and straight through. And there he is. See, it doesn't take long, does it, once you get into the rhythm? That's the secret. That's the secret. Whoops. Find your rhythm. You see? Clean fingers and lift off. Put him there. Now, I knocked it there or something. Huh. Just put the camera alongside here and have a look down the board. You begin to see some consistency, you see. Alright, now that's because of this. Okay, it's just me following the pointer. Follow the pointer. Okay? You can do that too. It's not that difficult. It's just a little bit awkward to start with, but alright folks. So, you see, there's a lot of frustrated potters out there and who are not really making the progress that you could be making because you haven't really put into practice some of these disciplines that you really have got to do. And if you do these things, you will not be frustrated. You'll be able to make what you set out to make because you've got the foundation, and this is the foundation that you need. Alright, so hey, thanks for joining us folks, and if you're in our neck of the woods here, central Pennsylvania, not so far from State College, maybe you're on holiday driving around, then please drop by and pay us a visit. Give us a call or write to me, email me. You can do that through the website. And yeah, please go to my website. I meant to have here to show you, but I forgot to bring them. They're in the other. I showed you them the other day. You know those tankards? We've got tankards going to be up on the website, about 4 different kinds, plus some tumblers that we had out that you saw me making here in the pottery. So yeah, go there, have a look, see if there's something you fancy. And yeah, I've got a workshop coming up at the end of this month, beginning of August 1st and 2nd. I've got lots of space, so you know, if you want to come, I can help you get to grips with some of these things that I'm talking about today. Learning to throw to a gauge. Okay, it'll do yourself the biggest favour in clay. Learn to work to a gauge. You will not regret it, I promise. Hey, take care and keep practicing. I'll see you soon.